Good morning everybody and welcome to my channel. My name's Elaine and I'm Ellie Welly Stitcher, both here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. And hello, welcome. Welcome to those of you that are new to my channel, that have stumbled across me while you've been browsing for YouTube. And welcome back to my existing subscribers. Thank you so much for coming and spending a bit of time with me. Much appreciated. So it has been 4 weeks since I last filmed, so not too bad. I did promise you I'd come and film last weekend, but I can't remember why, but I just couldn't film. So you've got me today instead. So today is Monday the 29th of September, so not my usual filming day, but I have just come back from a retreat yesterday, and I still am in the mood for talking all things stitching because, you know, I've got slight withdrawal symptoms from being at the retreat, so I'm going to talk to you a bit about that. I did take a bit of video from the retreat of the finishing table, which I will put at the end of this video. It might be a bit of a long video, this one, because not only have I got stitching, I've got a couple of fully finishes to show you. I've got a couple of finishes that aren't fully finishes yet. I've got the results of the giveaway for my 3,000 subscribers that I did last time. I've got a lot of haul and some very lovely stitchy kindness that people have given me as well, so quite a lot to get through before you even get to my video of the finishes at the retreat. So we'll just dive straight into it, shall we? So the retreat I was at the weekend was the Essex Needles retreat, which is run by myself and Teresa Little Stitcher and a lovely friend Nikki. So between the three of us, Nikki does all the admin because she's a superstar at that, and Teresa and I run the actual day mostly, or the actual weekend. So between the three of us, it works out really well, actually. So anyway, it's been a fabulous weekend. It kind of started on the Thursday instead of the Friday because the hotel kindly let us have the stitching room a bit early. So we had sort of from Thursday mid-afternoon right through till yesterday evening. I never stayed till the evening on the Sunday because I've quite a long drive home. So Essex is about a 5.5 hour drive for me to get home. And it was yesterday. I left the retreat about 11 and we didn't get home yesterday until 5 o'clock, just before 5. So yes, so it was, and I was knackered. I was really knackered. So yeah, although I did do a little bit of stitching last night, which is more than I can say for being at the retreat, but I'll show you that as we go along. Right, I've waffled on enough. And by the way, we may well end up hearing Howard today. He is prancing about in his chicken coop. Bear has just calmed down. So Bear went absolutely mad when he saw me yesterday. He's really missed me. He's a bit of a mummy's boy. And he's been going nuts ever since. So I took him down the beach this morning and he's had a really good run around, but he's still a bit giddy at the moment. So he has just calmed down, but he was running around with his squeaker. So if you hear all that going on in the background, I apologise. My husband's at work, so I won't get any interruptions there. So we will see how we go. It's okay here today. It's a bit overcast. I was going to film in my summer house, but we're in my craft room because by the time I'd dragged everything over there, I thought, no, I'm not doing that because I'd have had to have carted it all back in here again. So I thought I'll stay in here. So I have got a jumper on because it has turned cooler, but it's not freezing cold. It's just a little bit chilly. Anyway, let's crack on. We're 5 minutes in and I haven't shown you anything yet, which is not good, is it? So I have done a bit of stitching, but not at the retreat. I did do a bit, but not much, and I'll show you what I did do. Right, so let's start with my fully finished objects. So since I last saw you, I did do a bit of finishing. So I have had this one sitting in my finished pile for ages, and I've just finished it really, really simply as a little cushion, and that is my last year's fancy blacket stitch along. So every year I do a stitch along with a whole group of lovely ladies, and we always start on the 1st of August, and I'm always lagging behind with the finish, but I have had finished this one, and it's been sitting in my to be FFO'd fully finished pile for ages. So the one that I'm referring to is Shoe. So this is what it looks like now that I turned it into a cushion. So I just stuffed this one with fibre fill. Sometimes I use walnut shells, but because it's quite a big cushion, this one, I just put the fibre fill in it, and I finished it really plain. I haven't put any kind of edging around it. The back is just some cobwebby fabric, and this has been sitting in my dough bowl in my dining room, which is where I've now transferred quite a lot of my Halloween bits and pieces. So I usually have a few Halloween bits sitting in here, but they've all been moved into the house at the moment. So this is Shoe by Pinebury Lane, which, like I say, is one of the fancy blackets. I honestly can't remember what I stitched it on now. It is a 36 count, and I have stitched it using all of the called for. Oh yeah, I do know what I stitched it on, because lovely Sally at Flossy Sews and Glows, put your teeth in, Elaine. Lovely Sally at Flossy Sews and Grows gifted me the linen for this. So this is the called for. This is 36 count Weeks Dye Works linen. But don't ask me which one. Don't ask me which one. But Sally very kindly gifted it to me anyway. So I had the called for linen to stitch this one on. But I do love it. I love all the birds sitting in the tree, and fancy, of course. So yeah, do love that one. So that is now residing in the dough bowl in my house at the moment. Right, and then the other finish that I've had since I fully finished object, FFO, I've had since I last saw you, is this one. So I think I showed you this on my last video, but not as a fully finished. So this one is by Tiny Modernist, and it is Twilight Moon. And I did this as a stitch along with Sally at Flossy Sews and Grows, and she's finished hers as well. And I wanted to just stick mine in a plain frame, so I got this frame on Amazon actually, because I just really liked the light wood, and I thought it went really well with this particular chart. So yeah, I've stitched this on all the called for. So this was 32 count Twilight Blue by Zygarde, and the threads are the Night Garden palette that came out in Nashville this year, which was a set of 4 threads by was it Threadworks? I think it was Threadworks. I can't quite remember now, but anyway, it was that palette, and they were beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colours. I mean, look at that variegation in the moon. It's beautiful. Anyway, I really enjoyed stitching this. It didn't take very long because it's only small. And that one is hanging up in my house now. So that's my 2 FFOs. And then we were rocking and rolling last month, guys. I had 2 finishes that have not been FFO'd. So one of them is my regular sheep stitch that I do with my lovely friend Stitchy Sally. So Sally and I have been stitching the sheep calendar by Lotus Lake Stitching on Etsy. I'll put a picture of what the finished calendar looks like in here. And I have been stitching mine month by month. So I finished the September stitch. Here it is. Ta-da, isn't it cute? Isn't it cute? So Sally's just completed all of them now because she kind of whipped ahead of me with them. But I'm just going to carry on doing one every month because I've really enjoyed doing that. So September is done. And I was really tempted to start October, but I'm going to save it until October starts this week. So there's my September one. I've stitched it using all the called for. The colour palette is all DMCs, and they're for all of these little monthly stitches. So so far I've got July, August and September on there, and I've got easily enough room to put October, November, December. The burrs, as Stuart in Stitches calls them, and I liked that, the burr months. Isn't that cool? So there's September all done. This is 36 count vintage country mocha, and I'm stitching them 1/2. So like I say, Sally's finished the whole thing, and at the moment I haven't, but doesn't matter, does it? Doesn't matter. So I'm sure she's going to move on to a new sheep stitch. All right, okay, that's that one. Put that over there. And then the other finish that I had was one of the animal crackers. So this I am doing as a stitch along with some of the ladies from the Cheshire Stitchers group. So there's a whole bunch of us doing these. So Sally from Flossie Sews and Grows, my friend Claire, Lindsay, the Cheshire Stitcher, Sue, who is, I can't remember what her Instagram handle is. I need to find that out. Sorry, Sue. I think there's a couple of other ladies as well that are doing these. So the one that I've finished is Monroe. Here he is with his little button on his little waistcoat. I loved stitching him. I loved it. I stitched him using all the called for colours. They were all gentle art threads. You can see that in the variegation in his body. This was stitched on 36 count vintage country mocha. Yeah, and like I say, I used all the called for colours. So I've just got to finish him. I've got to make him up now. So Claire has finished 2 of these. The first one that she finished was Scarlet, and which is a dog one. And I made it up for her. A, because she'd finished it, and she asked me to help her. So I made it into the stand up for her. I should have borrowed it so I could show you, shouldn't I? And then I now know what to do with mine. So I followed, just for anybody else who's interested, I followed Tiger Lily Designs tutorial for finishing these, and it was really easy, and involved 0 hand sewing. So it was really good. I did all of it pretty much on my machine. Anyway, there's Monroe. I'm really pleased to have him finished, and I have started a new one which I'll show you as part of my WIPs. So there we go, there's Monroe. So there we go. I've had a busy month for finishes, which has been really good. So nothing big finished, but hey, it doesn't matter, does it? Right, let me show you my book of days, because I haven't done that yet. I've just realised. So the last time I filmed Flosstube was on the 30th of August. So it pretty much, you know, that was August done and dusted, really. So here we are with September. So on here, I've put some books because I've been reading. I've put an apple because the apple harvest this year has been amazing. I've just been inundated with fruit actually in my garden. I've had apples, pears, plums, tons and tons of apples, more than I know what to do with actually. So yeah, I've been reading a bit this month, but I haven't got a book review for you this time. I haven't actually, well, I have finished something, but it's part of a series. So yeah, so that's kind of, so I'll put some more apples here, some sunflowers, because it's September's sunflower month, and I've put like a spider on here because it's that time of year now, isn't it, where the spiders are starting to come and creep indoors, because A, it's their mating season, and B, they want to get in from outside where the farmers have been harvesting the fields. And then I've just put a few snails. I put a snail on there because it turned a bit wetter, and so the snails and slugs and things have started to come out. But they can now because the garden's pretty much finished for the summer. So yeah, that's where we are with my booker days. Right, let's get into some stitching. I'll show you full coverage first because I have stitched on one. Okay. So, my first project that I'm going to show you is the only full coverage that I've stitched on this time, and it's the one that you nearly always see. So this is Feast. The artwork is by Chris Dunn and it's charted by Pain Free Crafts. So I will put a picture in of what it looks like when it's finished. And here I am with it now. So at the moment, guys, there's not a lot for you to see because all I've done is I've been still working down this background, working over this way a bit. I think I've got probably about another 1,000 stitches here before you actually start to see something again. So what I'm going to try and do this or next month before I film another Flosstube, I'm going to try and get this boring bit here out of the way so we can move on to something a little bit more exciting, because I think we've got another animal coming into play after that. So so that's where I am at the moment with Feast. So Feast is stitched 1/1 full cross on 28 count easy guide by Zweigart, using all the called for DMC. So it is starting to look really good. This really good. I took cheese delivery with me to the retreat at the weekend, which I haven't done for a while. I haven't taken it since I had it framed, so it was nice to take it with me. I took it because one of the ladies that came to the retreat from Canada, hi Trisha, she said to me, will you bring cheese delivery so I can see it? And I thought, I can't let her come all that way and not bring it. So I did take it for her to see, and I hadn't realised that, well, there was quite a few other people there that hadn't seen it before either. So yeah, so that's where we are with Feast at the moment. So I really want to try and crack on with him a bit in October if I can. So he's going back indoors with me today because I want to carry on stitching on that tonight. Right, and then while I've got out another big project, and then the rest are in project bags, so I might as well show you this one. Right, you have not seen this for quite some time because I haven't stitched on it for quite some time. In fact, this is the first time that I've stitched on this year. So, and I hadn't stitched on it much, if at all, last year either. So the project that I refer to is Long Dog Sampler, and this is Saga. I will put a picture of what Saga looks like when it's finished in here. And this is where I am with it now. If I've got a picture, a before picture of this one, I'll put it in because I may well have, because it's such a long time since I stitched on it. So what I've done with this one since you last saw it, I've carried on I've started on the next arch and I finished this arch here, which might not sound a lot, but actually it was quite a lot of stitching. It was quite a lot of stitching. I've done that middle bit up there as well. None of that was done. So now I was encouraged to get Saga out by a couple of people, one of which was Stuart's in Stitches, because he'd been stitching on his and made great progress with it over the last couple of months. And then Deborah, one of our ladies that comes to our retreats, she's finished it. So, and I saw it and I thought, I just so need to, or almost finished it. I need to get mine out. I really want to get mine out. So out it came. Now I'm stitching this on a 40 count fabric from Coffee Craft Fabrics, and this is a fabric that she custom dyed for me to particularly go with this silk. So the silk is Mrs. Sadas silk in the colourway Scale, which she doesn't make anymore, sadly, and I don't think I'm going to have enough to complete the whole project. So what I have done is I found a complementary silk by Dinky Dyes that I think will really go for when I get to some of the big animals. I might do them, like there's two big zebras at the bottom, for example, or is it a horse, something like that. I think for the bigger animals I might do those in the different colour. So Scale is like this beautiful bluey colour, and it goes variegates into like a lilac-y purple. And I've bought, like I say, corresponding Dinky Dyes in a purpley colour that goes with the purple in Scale. Bit of a long explanation there, wasn't it? So I'm stitching this, like I say, 1/2 on 40 count, because even on 40 count, this is an enormous piece of fabric, and it is an enormous piece. There we go. There we go. So happy with it. Right. And it will be coming out again soon. I could kick myself that I haven't stitched on it for such a long time, actually, because I love stitching on long dog samplers. I really, really do. So I don't know why that one hadn't come out. Right. Now, these are in no particular order, but I think I possibly have left the new starts until the end. Yes, there has been new starts. Right. First one I've stitched on, and I only stitched on this one afternoon, actually, because I had to, you know, give a bit of a nod to Sampler September, didn't I? Of course I did. It was kind of my intention to stitch on samplers all month, but it didn't quite pan out like that. So this is Rejoice Evermore by Brenda Gervais. This is what it looks like when it's finished. Gorgeous, isn't it? Just gorgeous. And here I am with it now. So what I've done this time since I last saw you, and I actually was doing a bit of stitching in hand, which I don't do very often, but this one I've got a really tight border on this. It's probably going to be a little bit of a pig to frame when it's finished, actually. So I have bought all this strawberry. I've finished bringing down this strawberry border here. So I've been putting in, this is baked apple, this colour here, and then I've got to go back and put in the other colour, which I can't think off the top of my head what it is now. I think it's root beer. But I've started doing those strawberries, and I started doing them, like I say, I was stitching in hand for a change, which doesn't happen very often. I thought I'd get a bit of border in. So this is stitched on 36 count platinum by Zweigart, and I'm stitching this using all the over dyed threads. So there it is. There is where we are with Rejoice Evermore. So yeah, I was just in the mood for a bit of border stitching, and I thought, well, I really do want to crack on and get the border done on this one. So So that's what I sat doing one Sunday afternoon, I think it was. Right, I'm going to put that over there. Right, next one to show you is in this gorgeous project bag, look. And it is like a bit of a spooky project, so it deserves to go in a gorgeous project bag. Right, this one was a sale that Lola Crow did a couple of years ago now. This is Greenhouse of Oddities. Now, lots of people have stitched this, lots of people. And it looks amazing when it's finished, which is why I wanted to do it. And so does Extraordinary Birds, which is the sale that's just finished. Oh, it looks awesome. I so want to do that one, but I'm not doing it until I finish this one. So here I'll put a picture in of what it looks like when it's finished. Here I currently am with it. So since I last saw you, I have been doing quite a bit down this bottom corner here. Is what I've been working on. Bear's going mad outside. He's having a bit of a mad half hour if you can hear him. Okay, that's where we are with this one. I love this fabric that I'm using for this one. This is a 36 count fabric from Coffee Craft Fabrics. It's a 36 count linen. And it's just gorgeous. Megan doesn't name her fabrics, but this fabric I really love. And I'm stitching this using all the called for DMC. So I've a way to go on this. I think I'm something like 38% complete. This one's in Pattern Keeper, which is handy. So yeah, so there we are, down in that corner there. So nothing really taking shape at the moment, but it's a lovely stitch. I really enjoy stitching it. So that is that one. And then, like I say, I had to do a bit of a nod to Sampler September, didn't I? So I did pull this one out and I did a little bit on this one. So this is by the Scarlet House and it's Charlotte Frost 1846. This is what it looks like when it's finished. Of course, I wanted to stitch it because it's got those sheep on it. What's not to love? And Carol Saltbox Stitcher showed this finished and I saw it and thought, oh, I love that, I need to stitch it. So here I am with it at the moment. So I have started, I've done a bit more of this grass because that's taking forever, and then I've started on the man on the other side of where the lady is and the little dog in the middle. I need to go back and start doing some of the boring stuff as well. Well, saying that grass is a little bit tedious, to be fair, but I need to put some more border in. I don't want to leave all that till the end. So that's where I am with it at the minute. So this is stitched on the called for, which is 37 count corn tassel by Access Commodities Legacy Linens. I like stitching on this. This fabric's a little bit stiffer than normal, but I do quite like it. And I am stitching this in the called for needlepoint silks. And I love MPIs, love them. They're so vibrant, so lovely to stitch with. It's been a real pleasure stitching this. So that is that one. Okay, right. Sorry, I have to put things away as we go, guys, because otherwise I'll just get myself in a real hot mess. Okay, next one, and I have not had this one out for quite a long time as well. And I just had a little fancy to stitch on it one afternoon, so out it came. This one is by Scattered Seed Samplers, and it is Winter Stash. There it is. Sorry about the glare off the plastic. it looks deceptively small, this one, but it's not. And here I am with it now. So since you last saw it, I think I had the squirrel's feet in, and that was about it, but I've gone a bit further up. The second squirrel is what I've been doing. This is stitched on 36 count fibre on a whim, milk and honey linen, and I'm stitching it using the call for DMC, and there's only 2 colours of DMC on this chart, so it's a real economical to stitch should you be interested in doing so. So there we are with that one. I'd really like to get that second squirrel finished, to be honest. And I'm saving on this chart, so there's squirrels everywhere, there's lots of little ones as you can see in the trees, etc., but there is also 2 tiny little squirrels next to the writing, and there's a couple of tiny ones at the side, and they're over 1, they're stitched over 1, which of course I'm really looking forward to doing that. Right, then I had 2 new starts. So because I finished Monroe, and I have now passed on Monroe's chart, because as a group of Cheshire Stitchers we're sharing them around, so we all get the opportunity to stitch them all. But I have started this one, and I was desperate to start this. So this is Clovis, so by Stacey Nash. So this is one of the British Animal Crackers series. I loved her. Just loved everything about her. Somebody said to me, Clovis looks a little bit like Bear, my dog, for those of you that know. I can see a slight resemblance, I have to say. So since I last saw you, I went to the Cheshire Stitchers meet-up, and so I took this along with me. So this is kind of my Cheshire Stitchers meet-up piece. Here she is. Here's where I am with Clovis. So at the minute she's a bit one-eyed. If you can hear that noise, that's Hope, who's just come in here. I'm just gonna go and see what Bear's doing, because I can hear him mucking about with something. Let me just finish this piece, and then I'm just going to go and check him out. So I'm stitching this using all the call for colours, and I think they're mostly Weeks Dye Works. And this is the called for fabric. This is by Needle Bling, and it's called Shrekky's Tan, and this is 36 count. Right, Bear is mucking about out there with something, and I don't know what it is, so I'm just going to have to go and check, I'm afraid. So it will be a nanosecond for you, but it might be a few minutes for me. Bear with. Okay, I'm back. Actually, he had got something that was one of his toys. I thought he's discovered that he can get in the bin if it hasn't been put, if the lid hasn't come back down properly. And I was a little bit concerned that he might have got in the bin and got something out of there, but he hasn't. He has actually got something that belongs to him. It's actually, well, it belongs to him now. It didn't originally belong to him. It was an old bit of guttering, and he nicked it basically one day, and now it's part of his toys. So there you go. Right, where were we? And like I say, Hope is sitting quietly in here with me because she's a good girl. Right, I had a new start. So I had a new start at the retreat, but it wasn't a retreat start as such. So I had a new start because it was Sally at Flossie Sews and Grow's birthday, and we decided to do a new start to celebrate her birthday. So I bought Sally this chart last year for her birthday, and I'd got it for myself, and she knew that I'd got it for myself as well. So we decided that we would stitch it. So the one chart I'm referring to is by Primrose Cottage Stitchers, and it is the Salem Sisters Apothecary. Here it is. And funny enough, I saw somebody else stitching this while I was at the retreat, and they were stitching it on a really cool, like moody blues type fabric, and it looked awesome. It really did. So yeah, so Sally and I started this on Friday for her birthday. So happy birthday, Sally, for Friday. Now, bearing in mind I started this on Friday, so, and I was at a retreat where apparently you go to do stitching. That's what you do. Not me. No, not me. So I did stitch on here. Oh, this is my very, very poor effort over Friday and Saturday. I didn't stitch at the retreat on Sunday because by the time I'd said goodbye to everybody, walked around the room chatting to everybody, I needed to go. So I didn't do any stitching at the retreat yesterday. I got home and stitched on Feast instead. So I am stitching this on a good spooky fabric. This is a piece of fabric by Coffee Craft Fabrics. I have stitched something else on this as well, which I was going to finish, but I had a bit of a disaster with, so I've got to reconsider how I finish it. But which sounds a bit cryptic and isn't meant to be, but I would show you, but I can't because it's right over there and I don't really want to get up. So here I am with this. This is, like I say, a 36 count fabric by Megan, and she doesn't name her fabrics, so I can't tell you what it's called. I wish I could get some more of it actually. And I am stitching this in a black silk, which is a Gloriana silk, which is called, just for reference, I may as well get it out, so I'm only using the one colour. It's called Antique Black. That's what I'm using. So it's a blacky, deep black and brown, and sort of a grey as well. So yeah, so I decided to stitch it in a black silk. And I'm enjoying stitching it. You wouldn't think that, would you? Because I haven't done much on it, but you know, if I hadn't been talking so much. So it may, I'm going to another retreat this coming weekend. So I'm going to the Chatelaine retreat, which I do have a chatelaine, as those of you that have been with me for a while know, and I may have to wrestle it out of the, or get it out of the Millennium frame I've got it in, and wrestle it into a Q-snap so that I can stitch on it, because otherwise I don't really want to take a Millennium frame with me to the retreat, because that then means taking my stand and all that bit, and I'd rather not. So I might not take a chatelaine with me, although I am going to stitch a bit on a chatelaine, because Teresa said I can start a new one of hers that she's got for her. So if I do a few stitches on that, then I've stitched on a chatelaine, haven't I? So I might take that with me, because it deserves a little bit more progress than it's currently had. Anyway, long explanation there. That is everything that I've stitched so far. Oh, let me just show you something. So while I was at the retreat, my friend Claire, who is my next door neighbour, well, sort of, she lives over the road from me, I got her in stitching, and she was at the retreat with me, and she bought me a bag charm from Megan from Coffee Craft Fabric was there, and she, as well as selling fabric, was selling charts and other bits and pieces, and Claire bought me this bag charm. Look, isn't that sweet? I loved it, because Claire knows that I love Halloween. So as one of the Burrs, we have my favourite month coming up. Right, I am going to do my giveaway now, because I appreciate that some of you are not interested in looking at haul, and pretty much once I've done my giveaway, that's all I've really got left for you. So I'm going to do that. So if you're only here to see what I've been stitching on, then you can mosey off and go and watch somebody else or whatever. So let me go through what I was giving away. So it was my 3,000 subs giveaway, and I really wanted to say thank you, because I just appreciate so much that you guys come by and listen to me rattle on about my stitching and other things as well. And obviously we do get an appearance from Howard now and again, and the dogs and all that malarkey, but you guys seem to not mind the chaos that is my life sometimes. Right, and this was quite an interesting one for me. So I was giving away 5 things, and 2 of the giveaways that I've done, I was with these guys at the weekend. So if I'd have done my video last week, I could have given it to them, but still, never mind. Right, so the first one that I was giving away is this one. So this is Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird Designs. And I asked you to use the word strawberry for this one. Original, I know. And the winner was Annette Ketch. I'm not even going to try and say her surname because I just can't. Anyway, Annette was at the retreat this weekend. So hi, Annette. Hope you had a good time. And Annette, you've won this chart. So I can either stick it in the post to you, so Annette lives in the Netherlands, or I can bring it with me in March, because I think you're coming to March's retreat. So if you don't mind waiting for it, I'll hang on to it and bring it with me then. But let me know which you prefer. If you're desperate to stitch on it, I will stick it in the post to you. So congratulations, Annette, for winning that one. And then I was giving away Clara Hanson, which is by Hello from Liz Matthews. So this is what it looks like. And I've stitched this drum here. And I'm just not going to go back and ever stitch the sampler, so I thought I'd give it away. And it's such gorgeous colours, this one. The winner of Clara Hanson, you had to use the word swan for this one, was Jane Stiles. Like I say, I'll put the comment picker name thing in so you know whether it's you or not. I don't know Jane, so Jane, if you could get in touch with me, I will get this in the post to you once I've got your address. So well done, Jane. And then the next one I was giving away was a sampler. So this is by the Scarlet House, and it is Sarah Jackson. This is what it looks like when it's finished. And the winner of this one, you had to use the word house for this one. The winner is Helen Angel TL2VQ. Again, I'll put Helen's your name in here, Helen. But if you can get in touch with me, Helen, and give me your address, then I will get this out in the post to you. And then the final physical chart I was giving away was this one by Sweet Wing Studio, which is called Sweater Weather. And this is a snowman. The word for this was snowman. And the winner for this was my lovely friend, Mary Perkins. Mary, you're a winner on my channel. So, Mary, I am seeing you at the Chatelaine retreat at the weekend. I will bring it with me for you then. In fact, I'll pack it in my bag in a minute. After I finish filming today, so that I know that you've got it. So congratulations, Mary. Right, and then the other chart that I was giving away is a PDF. So this was for a PDF of your choosing from Painfree Crafts. I chose Painfree Crafts because I particularly like Sarah's charting, and I particularly like some of her artists. So Chris Dunn, obviously. and Stanley Morrison I'm a big fan of as well. So the winner of the PDF is Lisa Whitaker 5680. So Lisa, if you could get hold of me, please pick a chart out from Painfree Crafts and give me your email address, then I will get that PDF email to you. So congratulations. And a lot of you must like full coverage, because most of my giveaways had sort of 25-30 comments, but for the Painfree Crafts PDF I had 53 comments, I think. So more if you wanted, you had to use the word feast. Obviously I'm stitching feast. Yeah, 53 comments for that one, so that was really popular. So well done, Lisa. Okay, if you guys can get hold of me, Annette, get hold of me and let me know if you want me to pop that in the post. Mary, you don't need to get hold of me unless you want a natter. I'll see you at the weekend. But Jane, Helen and Lisa, if you could all get hold of me, then I will sort out your charts, etc. for you. So that, guys, was my giveaway. So thank you very much for getting me to 3,000 subs. Much appreciated. Right, what I have for you now is a mix of shopping from the retreat, shopping from elsewhere, items that have been gifted to me, which was just amazing. Thank you so much. And yeah, so lots of bits and pieces to show you. So I'll start with so at the retreat, they're all a bit mixed up as well, so I apologise. I did buy some threads from Rachel at Talking Dog Stitchery. So Rachel was there with her shop, and I bought some threads for her from her. They are for a project. One of them is for, both of them actually are for charts that I purchased at the retreat. So when we get to them, I'll show you them. But yeah, I bought a Weeks Dye Works, Gentle Arts thread, and a few classic colour works as well. So those threads were for various projects, which I'll show you as we go along. Then also at the retreat, just because they're near at hand, so I may as well show you my bits and bobs that I've got here. Bear with, I've got one over here as well. Right. So I got given a little Rendale tin. So Megan at Coffee Craft Fabrics was at the retreat, and she was selling these little Rendale tins. And my lovely friend Teresa Little Stitcher bought this one for me. Isn't it cute? So cute. So yeah, so thank you, Teresa, thank you very much for that. It's dead cute. So very happy with that. So I have a little selection of Rendale tins now, actually. And also, while I'm doing a few things that I was given, I got given this, and I'm going to use it as a little bag charm. So as you can see, it's a little Dutch clog, and it's really cute. It's really nicely made. And lovely Annette, who's one of my charts, went round giving people one of these each. So yeah, so there's my little clog from Annette. Thank you, Annette. It's dead cute, and like I say, it's going on one of my project bags. I really need to start a Dutch sampler or something, don't I, to put it on a Dutch project. Maybe I should have a look and see what Jacob's got and pick something out. So I got that, and then my friend Jan, who is Janet_Dodd on Instagram, her and I always do a little bit of a gift exchange. So I gifted her a few bits and pieces, and she gave me a load of little pumpkins, which are in the dough bowl in my house, and she also gave me one of these. I do have a couple of these, but this is a different shape and size to the other two that I have, and I can use this to put a finish on, so which is the intention. So yeah, so Jan gave me one of those, a nice big reel, and then Claire, my friend over the road, I showed you the bag charm she gave me. She also gave me this dragon needle minder. Isn't it lush? And look, it's got a really nice back on it, and as you can see, it's on a card from Lauren, who is the cross stitch bunny. So Lauren has a YouTube, and Lauren brought her shop to the retreat, so that was from Lauren, and it was gifted to me by Claire. And then Lauren gave me this. Look, it's a sheep. So I had admired this needle minder at the retreat earlier this year, or was it last year? One of them anyway. And Lauren said, oh, I'm really sorry, Elaine, but I haven't got it in stock. Anyway, she came up to me this time and gave it to me. Thanks, Lauren. Isn't it cute? Look at that sheep. So so I got that from Lauren, and then I did purchase a couple of things from Lauren as well. So I bought a new scissor fob with lovely beads on it. I bought 2 scissor fobs, but the other one I've given to Claire. So there's that one. Right, so they all came from the retreat. This didn't, so I purchased this chart from Sue at Peakside Needleworks. So Peakside Needleworks is an online UK shop. This is Manor at Swan Lake by Brenda Gervais, which is a massive sampler, but I just loved those swans. And it's a bit challenging sometimes, as any UK stitchers will tell you, to sometimes get Brenda Gervais charts over here. We get the odd one, normally when they've first, maybe a new one when it's first come out, but older charts than that we can't get. So this one was 2024 actually, but Peakside had this in, so I nabbed it. Yeah, isn't that cool? It's a big, it is pretty big, this too. It's 271 wide by 219 high, so quite big. But yeah, love it. Loved it. My Fabric of the Month club from West Green Loft Yarns came in. Sorry, that's Bear playing with that bit of guttering again out there. Let me undo it and then I can show you. I should have been a little bit better prepared, shouldn't I, and shown you this before, but I didn't. Right, it's very pale, this fabric, which is why I thought I'd probably best get it out. So it's like a really, really pale grey. It looks white on there, but it isn't, believe me. Let's see if I can. It's still not showing up great. It's not plain white. It looks plain white, but it isn't. So it's cool. It's a very, very pale grey, bluey grey colour. And I get a 36 count. So her fabrics are absolutely lovely, by the way. This one's called Regency. So yeah, they're really lovely and they're really nice neutrals, and I do like neutrals. So that is that, and put that back in the wrapper because it'll make too much crinkling. Right. I also purchased from Peakside this one. So this is again by Brenda Gervais, and this is Autumn Trio. That's what it looks like. I've already got the summer and spring one, so it seemed appropriate to get the autumn one. So I got that from Peakside, and I bought a chart from 123 Stitch. Now you're probably thinking, you just bought one chart from 123 Stitch, really, Elaine? Claire was doing an order. This is where it's handy having a stitchy friend that lives over the road. Claire was doing an order for 123 Stitch, and she asked me if I wanted anything popped into her basket. Of course I did. So I had seen this chart. Teresa showed me this chart one evening when we were chatting on the phone, and I fell in love with it and I wanted it, and I couldn't get it in the UK, so I had to buy it from 123 Stitch. So this is by Madame Chantilly, and it is Halloween mice. How cute is that? How absolutely cute is that? So don't know when I'm going to stitch it, but I really, really liked it. So that is Halloween mice. Right, back to some kind of happy, well, not happy mail, because it was given to me at the retreat. So my lovely friend Alison, who is the Stitching Whippet on Instagram, gifted me this sheep bag. How cute is that? How cute is that? So we've got all different sheep on here, including some of the Welsh breeds. And she also gifted me a badge that I can turn into a needle minder that's got a sheep on it. And she also gifted me some little charms. They're what do you call them? They're for knitting. They're stitch markers. Some little sheepy ones. And she also gifted me this, which I'll probably use as a I might even use it for what it's intended and put it on my key ring actually. So she gave me this key ring, and it says Fire Breathing Bitch Queen, and anybody who's read the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas will know exactly why it says that. So yeah, so Alison and I have been reading the Throne of Glass series. Well, Alison's finished them now and I haven't yet, which is why all of my reading has been Throne of Glass. So I haven't got a book review for you at the minute because I'm still working my way through the series. So yeah, that is from the heroine in that series of books. And then this was a gift as well. Sorry about the zip. I got given some Stitchers lotion. Never tried it before, so really interested to see what that's like. And I've got not one but two project bags. Anyone who knows me knows I love a project bag. So I got, and they are so beautifully made. This one, which is a smaller one, which is lovely. Look at that with the autumn leaves in the middle of it. And of course chickens. So that's a smaller one, which is great because I haven't got very many small project bags, and they're so handy for just a little project. And this big one, which, look at that, look at that. And this one here looks remarkably like Howard. It does. So and it's got the fabric from the smaller one inside. And this is from the lovely Sandy, who's come to every single one of our retreats, and she's put a lovely little rooster bag charm on it as well, look. So, and she gave us a gorgeous card as well. So she made Teresa a couple of bits too, a couple of bags too, which I'm sure Teresa will show you on her channel, and with just the kindest words. So Sandy, thank you so much. Absolutely lovely. And your little card made me cry. So because it was so sweet. But thank you for these. Are much appreciated. and you do make terrifically good bags, so thank you. So I got those, and then I pre-ordered from Rachel at Talking Dog Stitchery one of these. So Rachel advertised on our group a few weeks ago that she had put in a pre-order to a Ukrainian company. I don't know what they're called. Wonderland Crafts, for these frames. So they're magnetic frames. So if you're stitching on perforated paper and you don't like just holding the paper, which is what I normally do, you could put them in one of these frames. So these are perfect for putting a Mill Hill kit in. So they had nice fancy different coloured ones. I went for this colour, this tealy sort of colour. And then on the back they're all got like, they're wood with little engravings on. Really, really nice. So she had this size for the bigger Mill Hill kits, and then a smaller one as well. Really like those. Right, back to the more haul. So that was haul that I purchased. I also purchased this. Now I haven't bought the chart for this yet, but I just couldn't resist buying the fabric to make sure I'd got it for when I do want to do the chart. So this fabric is by the Primitive Hair, and I bought this from Rachel. It's got a thread hanging on it. So this fabric is called Christmas at Court, and I bought the 36 count of it. Make sure I've got it up the right way. Look at that. And then the chart that goes in the middle of this is really simple, and it just says A Christmas Carol. I mean, look. I mean. So yeah. And that was a seagull. There you go. Yeah, I got mine in a 36 count. It does come in lots of other counts as well. But yeah, that I bought from Talking Dog Stitchery, Rachel, and I think she sold a lot of these at the retreat. Like I say, that fabric is called Christmas at Court by the Primitive Hair. So I have bought Primitive Hair fabric before. I've bought Old Salem, and I'm stitching, weirdly enough, a witch with it. So that was my Primitive Hair fabric. Now, before I show you these ones, I need to talk about somebody. So if I hold up these, which was a gift, by the way, a table gift from Shelia from the Sunshine Stitches. So Shelia, I met in person at the Essex Needles Retreat. Hi Shelia. And I have got Shelia in a bit of my video at the end. It was absolutely lovely to meet Shelia, and it was amazing that she came all the way from Florida to come and stitch with us, which was just brilliant. But Shelia very, very kindly bought for me some charts, and she knew that it was a problem, or can be a problem in the UK, to get hold of Brenda Gervais charts. So she asked me if, she said she was going to visit Hobby House Needleworks, and was there anything she could get me while she was there. And I said yes please. So she bought me the following charts. First one, so these are all Brenda Gervais. First one is this one. So this is October Feast. Of course it is, because, you know, look at that little squirrel. Of all Brenda's charts, and I mean, they're all gorgeous, but I particularly like her autumn and Halloween ones. This one, Bobbing for Pumpkins. I mean, look at it. This one, Field Mouse Hollow. None of these I've been able to get in the UK, none of them. Look at them on that boot, it's just stunning. And finally, this one, When Witches Go Riding. I mean, look. Just awesome. Thank you, Shelley. I just can't thank you enough for gifting me those. Just thank you so much. Really, really, really appreciate it. And I really look forward to seeing you again. So then I bought this chart from Coffee Craft Fabrics. So I didn't buy any fabric from Megan this time. So I have got a lot of fabric. I didn't really need any more, and I am doing the Fabric of the Month Club with West Green Loft yarn, so I didn't purchase any fabric, but I did buy a chart from Megan. So I bought Maggie May, of course I did, which of course is Stacey Nash. So got that one to add to the Cheshire Stitches stash. Okay, so I purchased these as well. So Love Poppet was there this time. Hi Claire. I don't think she watches me, but Love Poppet was there. First time we've had Love Poppet. Lovely Claire, who designs all these charts. So I bought a couple of charts from Claire at Love Poppet. So I bought this one, of course I did, because it's Halloweeny, Night Riders, and I do believe Teresa and Susie bought this one as well, and it was a stitch along was discussed at the retreat, so I can see that one getting started sooner rather than later. So yes, I bought that. And then I also bought from Love Poppet this one, Life is Sweet. How cute is that? How cute is that? So those I bought from Claire at Love Poppet. Oh, here we go, another needle minder. I bought another needle minder, just a small one this time, from Lauren. Isn't that pretty? She puts really lovely backs on them as well, look. So that was from Cross Stitch Bunny. I was gifted this chart by one of our lovely ladies that comes to the retreat. Hi Lynn. So Lynn knows that I like the Heart in Hand etching series. The one that I hadn't got is this one, Bumblebee Etchings, which seems a bit daft that I hadn't got it actually, because you know it's got a bee on it and I have a lot to do with bees. So that's that one. So thank you very much, Lynn, much appreciated. And then I bought some charts from Rachel. So I bought on the etchings lot thing of things or whatever. I bought this one, Harvest Etchings, which is what the threads I showed you earlier are for. So got that, and then I bought, of course I bought some Halloweeny type charts, of course I bloody did, like so this one's from the Primitive Hair, Witches Are Welcome. And actually one of those other flosses that I'd got is for this chart, because it calls for the only one that's an over dyed thread. They're all DMCs bar one, which is Gentle Arts Witching Hour. So I bought the thread for that. And I also bought the first chart I've bought from lovely, I bought it from Rachel, Talking Dog Stitcher. But this is a chart by the lovely, lovely Lauren at Flossabilities. She's done some amazing charts, and I don't know why I haven't bought one before, but I have now, Lauren. I have. So Wisdom of a Witch, and in actual fact, the model stitcher for this was a lovely lady called Jess Cole, and Jess was at our retreat. Hi, Jess. Don't think she watches me either, but. So I didn't get to see the model stitch, but Jess, I knew Jess stitched it, so yeah, can't wait to stitch that. Right, and then the final chart is one that I purchased, and I bought it quite a few months ago now. I bought it from Hobby House Needleworks in the States, but the shipping for it was so expensive, and lovely Deborah that came to our retreat from Arizona. Hi, Deborah. Deborah very, very kindly let me use her address, so that it got shipped to her, and then she bought it to the retreat for me. Now, I just had to have this chart. I had to have it. So this is by the Scarlet House, and it was a limited edition for Hobby House Needleworks. And the minute I saw it, I had to have it. So this is Eleanor Roberts. So this is it. And I need to tell you a bit about this. Okay, so this chart, here you can see Salem Chapel. So I know if you're in America, you pronounce it Salem, but in Wales we call it Salem. So this is Salem Street Chapel in Amloch, okay? Now Amloch is on Anglesey. It's on the top part of the island. And I have driven past this lots of times. So many times so that I am going to go back there and film a little bit of a video for you so you can see it for real as well, okay? So I had to buy this because it's an Anglesey sampler, and because I know that building. I know it. I've walked past it a million times, or driven past it. The other thing about this chart, so it looks like it's got lots of crows on it. Now, I don't think they are crows. I think when Tanya describes this chart, she says it's got lots of crows on it. I think they're starlings, because on Anglesey we do get crows, but not masses of them. But what we do get, and the reason why I think this girl has put loads of birds on here, we get lots and lots of starlings. So much so that, you know, at certain times of year, we get great big murmurations of starlings, which one of these days I'll try and film for you. And that's why I believe this girl has stitched starlings and not crows. And they just look a bit too long to be crows as well. They do look, to me, more like starlings. So anyway, this is an Anglesey sampler. I was so excited to finally get my little hands on this. Thank you, Deborah, for being my pack mule and bringing it with you from the States. But I just love it, and I super want to stitch it. But I will take you to this building and show it to you too, so you can see it for real. So that is my Anglesey Amloch sampler by Eleanor Roberts. I don't know if Hobby House have still got this. Like I say, it was a limited edition. So that is that. Right. I bought a project bag because, you know, I just don't have enough of them, do I? So I bought this one from Anne at Stitchamajig. So Anne bought her project bags to our retreat. Look at that. Lovely autumnal bag with a nice pull on it. And again, this is a smaller project bag because, like I say, I've got lots of big ones. I haven't got so many small ones. So that was from Anne. And then finally, my final piece of haul stroke happy mail type stuff. So this bag was gifted to me at the retreat by a lovely lady called Anna Marie, and it was her first time at one of our retreats. So I hope you really enjoyed the weekend, Anna Marie. So she gifted me this bag, and she clearly knows me too well. Oh, look, all the witches' hats. Look, and the crystal balls, and I mean, look. And then on the back, look at that witch with her cat. Look at that. I mean, what a project bag. Look, and then it's got this lovely purple dotty fabric inside. I mean, look, what a bag. What a bag. And this is a lovely big one. So, yeah. Thank you, Anna Marie. It's just, well, it's just stunning. Just stunning. Thank you so, so much. So, that is all of my haul stroke gifts that were given to me. Everybody that gave me something, just, your generosity overwhelms me. I just don't know what to say really, but thank you really from the bottom of my heart, much appreciated. And I'm very happy with the purchases that I made as well. So now I've shown you everything, I can put it all away. Right, I think you've had me for long enough today. So yeah, so all weekend at Essex Needles Retreat. It's held at the Novotel at Stansted Airport. So just outside London, really easy to get to, which is probably why, part of the reason why we were able to have some transatlantic visitors this time, as well as we tend to get quite a few ladies from different countries in Europe as well. So, you know, because it's just simple to get to. It's just as easy to fly to as it is to drive to. So, so next retreat's in March. We're all already full up for that, but the next retreat after that is in September next year, from the 18th to the 20th of September. We are about to open up applications for places for that one next week, I think. If you're interested at all, if you live around there, or it's easy for you to get to, and you haven't been to a retreat before, or one of our retreats before, by all means, you know, get your application in to us, join our group, so that you can hear all the news about when we are running a retreat and all that good stuff. So so that's that. Like I say, this coming weekend I'm away again at the Chatelaine retreat, which is in Crewe. Really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to meeting some people that I've watched their Flosstubes and not met before. So that will be really good. I'm really looking forward to seeing some other Chatelaines that I'm sure will enable me. So yeah, looking forward to that too. I'm back to work tomorrow. Going to stitch on Feast tonight, I think. I haven't got any more new starts in the pipeline just at the moment. I need to finish a couple of things first, I feel. Right, that's all for me, guys. Like I say, I will add on a bit of film of the finishing table, etc. at the end of this video, so you can get to look at all the gorgeousness that was there. There is a bit of background noise because normally I finish first thing in the morning, but I film first thing in the morning. But if I'm really honest with you, I had a couple of lay-in. I didn't get up till 8 o'clock one morning, which is unheard of for me. But yeah, it was good. It was good. So it was a great weekend. Anyway, have a great couple of stitchy weeks. I will be back probably in about 3 weeks' time. So until then, take care of yourselves. Happy stitching, and bye for now. Bye, guys. Good morning everybody and welcome to the Essex Needles Retreat September 2025 edition. And I apologise for the noise, but I didn't get up early enough to come in here first thing this morning. I've had a lay in. Anyway, I thought I would film the finishing table for you. So I'm going to flip you over now and show you all the goodies. So over here we have Cabin in the Woods by Flosstubers, and it looks amazing on this gorgeous piece of Aida. Not seen it on that fabric before. I do apologise if there's a slight shadow on my video, but I can't really help that. And then we have a dear little jellyfish, a little mill hill by the looks of it. And then look at these dear little stockings here. Aren't they gorgeous? And the finishing on them is absolutely lovely as well. And Stitchamajig, of course they are, we all know that. And then moving on here. Okay, the next one could be a little bit of a naughty one, so look away now if you're easily offended. Oh dear. This one down here. And then we have J. And this one's super cute. And let's just move that one out of the way a little bit. Show you this one. And then we have a Rendale, Bothy Threads. Gorgeous. Primrose Cottage, I do believe, stitching rules. Dear little Christmas stitch. How cute is that? Really sweet. I like this one, Halloween. Don't know if this one Pantini. I could be wrong, of course, but gorgeous. Now this one is by Silver Creek Samplers. I have this in my to-do pile, which is you know, one of those piles that's never ending. And look at this. How cute is that? So back here we have, look at the polar bear, how cute is he? Like that one, that's really cool. Ah yes, and of course this one's by, is it Cottage Garden Samplers? Is it Cottage Garden Samplers? I'm sure you're all shouting at the screen at me now. Anyway, it's lovely, and a lot of stitching gone into that by the looks of it. Oh, and look at this one. How cute is that? Is this one of the Tiny Towns by Heart in Hand? Maybe? Video. Just sorry for trying to put things back, guys, as I'm doing this, but I just need to put things back as I found them. Which I appear to be doing a rubbish job of at the moment. So there we go. Okay, and then here we have a biscornu. Look at that. Gorgeous. There's my cheese delivery there. I brought that with me this time because one of our ladies, one of the Canadian ladies, asked me to bring it so that she could see it. So that's why you can see cheese delivery. Plus you haven't seen it for a long time, have you? Because it's been hanging up on the wall in my dining room. And here we have Greta Goldblum by Bella Filipina. I'm stitching this one myself, so I know what that is. Although it's a lot. This obviously finished and mine's got a long way to go. And underneath we have a Mirabilia. Can't remember what she's called. Is she Miss Cherry Blossom? Beautiful. And then look at the two squirrels. I'm not sure, is that a blue flower chart? Could be. I could be wrong though. And look at this down here. And now look at this for a full coverage. Amy Stewart, one of her bookshelves. Gorgeous. And then we have little gnomes here.
We're doing the same thing.
I think we might be, Shelley. Huh?
Oh, I recognise that wooden. I've been looking at them and thinking, how could I use them?
Ah.
I know I do go to the works, and we meet up in Basingstoke on a Saturday, and usually end up in the works.
Okay.
Oh, this is gorgeous.
Back. And then we have a long band sampler.
Oh, I've got this chart. I'm going to do it in individuals.
See here?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I thought I could do it in individuals and put on bags. Stitchamajig.
That's a great idea.
Here. Sorry guys if I'm wobbling you about a bit, I didn't mean to. And then here we have Chatelaine. I think, is this Chinese garden? Not sure. But it's stunning. And then over here, look at this. Look at this full coverage and how cleverly this lady has put a picture of her dog in the middle of that. Isn't that amazing? And then another full coverage. Look at that. Love the frame this one's in as well. It's gorgeous. And then we have, bear with me 1 minute. Alice in Wonderland. I wouldn't have wanted to do all that back stitch. Okay. Shepherd's bush. Another bossy threads.
We'll have to take a picture together before
I was going to say, let me flip it over. So here we have Spring by the Cricket Collection and another little Biscornu. Gorgeous. And this I think is by Love Poppet. Love Poppet's been one of our vendors here this time actually. A really nice flat fold. And this I believe is a Joan Elliott piece. January. This little stitch here, and look at this. This is just magnificent. What a sampler. What a beautiful, beautiful sampler. And the next sampler I'm going to show you is one that I have in my stash to stitch. Look at this. So this is a 7 sheep sampler. Look at the flying sheep. How cool is that? Anyway, I'm going to swing you around quickly now, just so that you can have a little look at the tables. So here we go. Here's everybody having a stitch and natter. And over in the background there are our shops. So the shops we have in attendance this time are Talking Dog Stitchery with Rachel. We've got Cross Stitch Bunny with Lauren, both of whom have their own Flosstube channels. We've got Megan from Coffee Craft Fabrics. We've got Caroline from Haystack Stitching. And we have Love Poppet, Claire from Love Poppet, a designer. We have Anne from Stitchamajig with her beautiful bags, and we have Susie from Handmade with Susie with her bags. So there you go. I'm gonna leave it here and get back to hosting this weekend. I hope you've enjoyed seeing some of the finishes that I've shown you, and I'll see you all again shortly. Bye now. Hi everyone, look who I have with me. Say hello to Shelia, who has come to our Essex Needles retreat for the first time.
Yes.
So Shelia's joined us all the way from southern Florida.
That's right, that's right.
And as I'm sure most of you know, Shelia is part of the Sunshine Stitchers.
Yep.
How are you enjoying your time with us in Essex, Shelia?
I love it. This was so worth it. I have been wanting to come since I first started seeing the videos from the retreat, the post-retreat videos a couple of years ago. And this is so well worth the trip, absolutely. I'm loving meeting everybody, seeing the work. I've never seen so much full coverage. Never, ever. Oh my God, it's amazing.
Have you done any shopping?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that on your video.
Oh, the haul, yes. Yep.
Okay, so thank you for joining me, Shelia, and thank you for joining us in the UK. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, my pleasure.